Now it's time to start with working with these parametric objects, which are what you can say heart of the ArchiCAD software. And with the help of all these tools, you can design beautiful structures as per your imaginations. And for that, make sure that before you proceed further with this second level of ArchiCAD training, surely you have to complete the first part which I have posted on my channel, which works with title for the folder as ArchiCAD for Beginners Level 1 and 2D. So make sure you have completed all the lessons which are published over there. Only then probably you can understand the next part which I am going to explain from this lesson onward. Now, another thing which you have to keep in your mind that for feet inches data entry, I'll be posting some other video clips or lessons which will be available in separate folder on my channel. So the playlist which you're going to refer, for that only couple of lessons will be there, that in case if you want to work with feet inches data entry. So here I'm now going to start working with basic tools like wall, column, beam, slab, door, window, so that we can construct our virtual building or virtual structure. So before proceeding further, two things are very much important, because as a beginner, and this is the first time ever you are doing some three-dimensional drafting. So first of all, make sure that you have to check all the way the same working units, that is from the pull-down menu options, project preferences, working units. And here you will be either work with the millimeters or meters as per your choice. Again, as I mentioned, in case if you are willing to work with the feet inches, I have posted some other clip. So a couple of clips are available, with the help of which you can understand how the data entry can be done for this format also. So let's continue with the millimeter for a while. If you want, you can choose the accuracy level for the one level. So in case if you do any error, you can see that in terms of decimal basis. Rest of things, I'm not going to change anything at present. At the most angle degree, you can keep it for 2 decimals if in case you want to see the precision factor in your drafting for the directions, especially I can say, or you can even keep it 4 decimals also. Now I'll see OK for this. So my units are cross-checked. Another step is to check the floor plan scale. So I'll work for 1:50. And now it's time to proceed further. Now the first part which I'll be adding here before I'll start working with the wall tool, I'm just going to first of all go and check few things. For example, in pull down menu document, you can see there is a layers group, and there's a command known as or the dialog box which you will be activating for the layers is for the layers model views, and control L will be the hotkey. So you can access this from here, or otherwise at the bottom of your screen you can see that layer combination name 2D drafting is highlighted in my case. Maybe some name or maybe custom word will be there on your end. But just before that, you will see that layer setting button is available. So you can click on this button, okay, and you will enter inside the layer dialog box. Now the layering I'll explain step by step, because it's not in a one go we can explain and get the familiar with this entire layer topic. So my first target is to just give you the brief idea that how these layers are going to work and how they will be helpful for you for the further drafting or editing. See, the layers will help you to isolate your data, and you can control on your virtual building for its appearance and display and printing, or at the time of editing. So more the data is organized layer wise, it will be easier for you for the management of the same. The layers are nothing but like a transparent sheets, and you're going to keep all those sheets on top of each other, and the objects are placed on those what you can say required objects you are going to place according to the layer name. For example, on the wall layer, I'll place the walls, and on the column layer, I'll place the columns, and landscape layer, I'll place the trees or vehicles. So all these things will help me to organize the data, and at the time of my required presentations or output options, I can quickly on off those layers or lock unlock for the editing, and many more such things. So by default, ArchiCAD provides you several layers. Now there are two portions on this in this dialog. If you just see, there is a small arrow which is pointing on the left side. If you click on this, you will see the left side part of the layer dialog is collapsed. So that was supposed to be related to layer combination. So at present, we are not interested immediately to work on these layer combinations. We are more interested to find out how the layers can be designed, how and they can be utilized. So here you can see the layers are available, and these are the by default available layers because of the template which we have selected. So by chance tomorrow if you start designing your own template as per your choice, the layers can be get incorporated in this. And same thing even in the combinations also, you can have several combinations as per your choice. Later you'll understand the benefits of all these things. So have a patience about that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start working with the new layer, and here is the button new which I'll be using, and I'm going to generate the new layer with the name as a wall. So all my walls which I'm expecting, I'll be placing on this layer. Okay, so uh, what you are going to now going to just click on the OK button, and moment you click on the OK button, your layer got added in your current list. Its status is unlock, it's on for its visibility, and it's in the solid mode, and there is one numeric value which is known as the intersection ID, but all these things we'll talk in detail step by step, so don't worry about that. Just check that the way my screen shows in a similar manner, even your dialog box or that layer window shows the similar presentation. Now you have to say OK for this. Remember, there is no logic of current layer and something like the way you work in AutoCAD. It is just to create the layer. At the time of drafting, you can choose the one which you want to be used as a current one. Say OK for this. And now, before proceeding further, we are now going to start working with the wall tool. So this wall tool is in the design group. So remember, this is your design group from the say your toolbox. And same thing, you can get it from the pull down menu design now, not document. Till now, if you have used the earlier 2D part, then document was your pull down menu and documenting tool. But now you are going to work with the design, some three-dimensional objects. So here you have to go and work from the design architecture tools, and from that wall you can select. So I'll be using the wall tool by default, and my default settings is wall. Now, if you check out here in the default settings dialog, you just have to go inside the settings dialog and the first rollout, geometry and positioning. You can check out now, there are several rollouts. Out of that, the first is the geometry and positioning. In the geometry and positioning, now there is supposed to be the appearance of the wall you can control for. First of all, you have to talk about the wall structure. So the structure of the wall, whether it's a basic, composite, complex, or complex profile. So basic is a single building material. If you have a composite, that means several building material like both side plaster wall. And in a complex, you can have different skins, or that is nothing but different building materials, and even they can have a different shapes also in a sectional view of the wall. So maybe you can consider a wall which is used for the compound or the fence, and which carries a foundation at the bottom, and then have some ruble masonry, and above that some brick masonry and so on. So of course we are going to study all these things in future. Right now I'm just interested to work with this particular basic one. After choosing the basic as your current structure type, now you have to work for the building material which you want to use. Now remember, the building material which I'm going to use is going to be if you click on this, you will get several available building materials. Again, this is just because of the template you are getting these things. If in case they change for some reason, don't get panic. Just try to select something suitable for your current need. Maybe I'll be choosing this EF-04 brick, where EF is nothing but, if you just check out the heading for this entire group, starts with the external filler. So in the external filler, they have done the short form as a EF, and out of that, the brick was supposed to be my building material. Now, if you stay on this, you will see at the top here, you will see that information will be listed for some values and some pattern and its surface, and some numeric values written over here. So that's nothing but we are going to even focus on these things later. But just try to start putting your little bit of the concentration of these things also. That right now it is written EF-04 brick, and the hatch pattern is a common brick, and the surface is a brick dash rate, and there is some numeric value as a 540. So that is supposed to be nothing but strength of the material. So later I'll explain how it works and why it is important, and how you have to decide the strength of the material. So there are some simple assumptions or logics. So just select this as your current structure building material. Okay. Then afterwards, there is supposed to be geometry method, that is whether there's a straight segment or a trapezoidal or polygonal. So again, we will try to stick to the first option, that is the straight. Then the orientation of the wall with respect towards the z-axis, whether the wall is going to be straight to, and that is parallel to z-axis, angular to the z-axis, on inclined only on one side, or it is supposed to be double slanted. So slanted, double slanted. Okay. So again, this you can try later, not now. And by keeping these two things, now you have to talk about the thickness of the wall. So I'll try to place this as a 230 millimeter as my thickness, wall thickness. Okay. Now you have to talk about the height of the wall. Remember, at present the height is inactive, wall height is an inactive field. The reason is that the top link, that is the wall top, is fixed or it is linked with the next floor. Then you will see how about this floor system. We are not studied anything. So that's the reason I'm saying don't worry, just try to do this setting as I'm showing. You see not link, that means I'm not connecting my wall top to any other story. Okay, because we will be studying the story topic a little bit later. So just try to keep this as a not linked, and then you will see that your wall height field is now free to adjust. So by default, it shows the 3 meter as the height. So let it be as it is. The wall from the bottom story, that is bottom offset to the home story. Home story is the place where you're going to place this object, and the bottom offset is nothing but how much gap you would like to maintain between the current story. A story is nothing but a assume drafting plane, and from that plane, whether you are going to elevate the wall above, that is toward the positive z, or you are going to push the wall below the level, that is assumed drafting plane, that is negative z. So that solely depends on your needs. So again, I'm not going to change anything at present. So be careful. We are not touching to these values. We are just accepting them as they are. Home story is by default ground floor. So this ground floor wording you can check out. It is available over here also, and even it is available on your current window which you have selected in your for the drafting. Okay, so just keep on having these things on your screen. Don't worry in case if the ground floor word is missing and only the story word is there. It's absolutely fine. As a beginner, it's absolutely fine. Soon you will realize how to use them. Fine. So now to project 0, and this value will be 0. Again, you will come to know all these things in the future explanations. So just make sure the values are matching to your my values and your screen values are matching. That's what you have to confirm. Reference line, of course, there's supposed to be some logic behind that, which I'll explain on screen, and there's supposed to be offset for the reference line. Again, that also will talk on the screen when we start drafting. Now this, once you through with the first rollout, there will be some other rollout, that is floor plan and section. No changes we are going to do at present. So let it be rollout, sub rollouts. You can just, at the most, you can just read them for your convenience. But otherwise, no need of changing anything. Then the model group also you are going to keep as it is, because yet we are not aware how to how the wall appears on my 3D side and how to control on that. So this also I'll explain later, and then there are two more rollouts. Again, I'm not going to touch. Only important thing I'm going to do is changing the layer name or the layer which is current for this particular object to be get placed. And recently we have added new layer as a wall, so you can check out that wall layer. I'm going to select from the drop down as my current layer for the drafting. So you have to do this much of work for sure without any mistake, because that's really important. And now you are going to say OK for this. Moment you say OK for this, at the top of your screen in the info box, you confirm that changes has been modified, that your wall will now get placed on the wall layer. And then there is a geometry method, and if you just check out the small arrow which you know very well, it's a flyout. So if you pick and hold, you will see the flyout with a single segment, multiple segment, rectangle, rotated rectangle. Quite as you are already familiar with this due to the line tool. Because of the line tool, you have already know how to work with these basic data entry or the geometry methods. Same way, if you have a curve wall, then these are the three options, and then you have supposed to be a trapezoid option, and then polygon also. So at present we are more interested to work with a single segment. Okay, so straight wall with a single segment as a data entry, and then there is a outside face is the logic. Okay, so there is a reference line location concept. So we'll definitely talk about this, but just make sure there are right now three options. Out of that, outside face is the one which is by default selected. Now, rest of things already we have adjusted in our main settings dialog. Now, if you just read the lower left corner of your screen, it is written enter first node of wall. So what you have to do, we are going to recollect our previous design, and maybe the living room which you have started, and that was supposed to be of 4500 millimeter by 5 meter and something like that. So we'll try to recollect the same thing, or any other such room we'll try to just consider, and we'll start drafting the thing one by one, step by step, you can see. So enter the first node of wall. So I'm just going to pick one point as per my choice, not essentially you have to pick exactly origin. You just can stay as per your choice, pick one point. And the way you start drafting, now if you realize the display becomes too tiny for some reason, you just can enlarge this with your mouse wheel button, so that it becomes very comfortable for you to get the appearance of the wall in front of you. And if you check out the lower left corner of your screen says complete wall. That means what? You have to place the second endpoint of the wall to complete it. But prior to that, just check out my wall thickness. The line which I am placing right now is known as a reference line. And my reference line and outside face of the wall right now, they are flushing. Okay, or they are matching with each other. And that's the reason the inside face of the wall is nothing but on the upper side of the reference line. Now, if in case if I start placing the same wall vertically, you can see how the entire wall thickness is getting justified. Okay, so if I place the wall horizontally towards the positive x, my inside is actually wall inside is actually getting placed on the upper side. And if the same thing, if I go and work on the negative x, you can see my wall inside is getting placed below the reference line. So that is nothing, but you just have to focus now, because in the earlier 2D drafting there was only one segment. Now it is a 3D object, so there will be some thickness to this, and that thickness is getting, what you can say, placed or arranged as per the selected option. So if you just check out that there is supposed to be one flip icon. So if I click on this flip icon, you will see now my wall thickness earlier used to be at the top. Now it is flipped on the bottom side. So my reference line and outside face are placed at the same location. Only thing, my wall was flipped. So you can even do this by using hotkey as a P from your keyboard. So if you just try to press P once, you will see every time you press P, your wall will get flipped. Okay, on the about that axis. So now this is supposed to be your flipping the wall thickness without changing the reference line and the face relation, wall face relation, I can see. Now, but if in case you want to change this logic of wall face itself, so that your reference line location, you would like to align that to the inside face of the wall. You can see what happened now. At present, what will happen? Visually, you will not able to understand this as long as you're not applying different surfaces on the inside, outside, and looking that into the 3D. But I just want to show you at least a basic thing. We will discuss again for this once we see the object in 3D. So now this time, my reference line is flush with the inside face of the wall. Again, if I hit the P, you can see how the things are changing. That is, wall is flipping. And if in case you say that I just want to change this reference line location, then remember you can definitely change this by putting C for the construction method. So every time if you press C, you will see that your reference line location is getting changed. Okay, so remember now G is for the geometry method. So if I hit G, you will see the geometry method is changing. If I put Shift G, that means I'm taking the previous geometry method. Same way if I place C, it's the construction method. Okay, and if I use the P, then it is supposed to be my that is nothing but using the flipping the wall thickness. Okay, that is the P. So you try to recollect all these hotkeys so that it will be easier for you to actually do the communication with software, and you will be working much faster and easy, working with better what you can say comfort. Now let's try to first of all place the thickness on the upper side of the reference line, that is outside face, and the reference lines is matching. Inside face is on the upper side of the reference line. And let me complete the object for the 5 meter. So 5000 and enter. Now you will see that okay, your first ever wall which you have constructed in 2D is now completed, and this is nothing but if I press M from the keyboard, if I pick from one point to another and touch the other end, you will see the exact 5 meter is my data entry. Even if you want to check the wall thickness, it is 230. Okay, so object has been placed. Now how to see this object in 3D? Obviously you can see that there's supposed to be 3D window available at the tab is available at the top. So either you click on this tab, or otherwise in the navigator in the project map, make sure you're not working with the view map or layout book or publisher site. You are working purely in the project map. So in the project map, if you just go and down and check out, there is a generic perspective and generic axonometry. These are the two options available. You click either of that one. So generic perspective, you'll see your object as getting displayed in front of you. And in the same way, if you see generic axonometry, this is nothing but without vanishing point. In perspective, vanishing points are there. In axonometry, no vanishing points. So I'll continue with the generic perspective. Now, once you have selected this generic perspective, if you want to check out this icon, now you can use the mouse wheel button. But remember, where you place the mouse wheel button, with respect to that, will zoom in or zoom out. Okay, so that becomes your focal point. So keeping your mouse pointer on the required location is very important. So wherever your mouse is placed, by default ArchiCAD put that as a target, and then with respect to that you will zoom in or out. Now you can check out there's a x-axis, y-axis and z-axis over here, and my object is now getting displayed in 3D. Now if you want to rotate this, you can see there is supposed to be orbit button which is available at the bottom of your screen. Even you can give a right click of the mouse. From that also in the context menu orbit is there, or otherwise O is the best option because O is the hotkey. So you can press that also. And on top of that, if the best easiest option is press and hold your mouse middle button. That will give you pan by default. Okay, you can see the hand. And if I hold the same, that is, if I hold the shift key and if I press the mouse middle button, you will see now I can use the orbit. Okay, so that is the best option. So remember the pan, and while panning also, if you hold the shift key, you will go to the orbit. So mouse wheel button and that logic is more easier and faster. Instead of clicking on this or right click and orbit, O is the toggle key. That means orbit will be on and off from the keyboard. You can do this, but I feel like this is much easier. to use the mouse wheel button and do this. Now, so this is what we have done. If you want to check the object in 3D for its measurements, you can say measure and you can simply use the check mark exact on the location, see 5 meters on the x-axis, vertically if I see and touch over there 3 meter, wall thickness 230. So even 3D drafting editing is valid in ArchiCAD and it is most welcome that you can work. But initial level will work in a 2D platform first of all, that is in floor plan will work for the 3D object itself, but then we'll see its appearance in 3D. Immediately I'm not going to start drafting in 3D in my 3D window. It's a little bit difficult sometimes. The accuracy you will not able to maintain. Now go back to the floor plan. So you just single click on this tab. You will go back to your floor plan. So this way you can flip, or otherwise remember if I press F3 from my, if I'm there inside my floor plan, and if I press F3 function key 3 from the keyboard, you will switch to the 3D window. And if I press F2 from my keyboard, function key F2, I'll switch to the floor plan. So now that is what you have to remember about flipping between the your 2D window and 3D window just by pressing F3 for the 3D window, F2 for the 2D window. So I hope you have understood and you are going to try for this much of part first of all, and then follow the next part where we are going to see how we can start now drafting the further segments and how quickly we can complete the floor plan, the one which we have taken last time. Same floor plan I'm just going to complete very quickly, and that too also by using all the previous techniques of say trim, edges or intersect, and you will realize in hardly couple of minutes we are going to complete the same floor plan which last time we have done. And then definitely we'll talk about some wall editing methods also.